What's going on, conquistadors? It is Scotty the Chunky Spaniard, and welcome back to Round Like Me, the channel where we talk about a lot of well-rounded things. And it's Sunday, and we're switching it up on this Sunday. That's right, I wanted to do a Sunday scoop, but time's of the essence. And right now, my essence is being zapped by everything else with stuff. Oh man, you remember that movie, Dark Crystal? Where they sucked the essence from the little elf people? The Skeksis? Those people freaked me out when I was a little kid. Oh my gosh, but Jim Henson, genius. I always think of that as kind of like this underground hit. Kind of like Labyrinth, but people knew Labyrinth because of David Bowie. And Jennifer Connelly, is that who was also in that? Man, that was a good movie! Oh my gosh! Tripped me out. They had some really scary stuff in the 80s for little kids. I mean, even E.T. My family loves the movie E.T., but that part when E.T.'s sick, like, I remember seeing that in the theater. I got to go see that as a kindergartner, like kindergarten graduation, I think. And that was a reward. My mom took me to see E.T. And I remember just being freaked out. I didn't let her know I was freaked out, but I was freaked out. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about movies. We're switching this up because my ego got bruised this week a little bit. And I'm going to tell you about it. Because I'm aging. I'm getting old. Older. I wouldn't say old. Older. Because this is my first point. If you're looking at someone and they are older than you, just so you know, we don't feel as old as you may view us. We are always younger in our minds than maybe our bodies tell us to. I don't think that made sense. But honestly, we do feel still young. I don't feel like I'm older than I used to be. But man, my brain tells me like, no, you're still young, you can do this. And then my body wakes me up and is like, no, you can't. Don't. Just don't. Man, it stinks getting older. So next time you see someone and you're like, why are they dressed like that? Or why are they acting that way? It's because in our minds, we do not feel as old as we may appear, or act, or move, even. We still feel like youngsters. Our brains are still fresh, just a little wiser, hopefully. But this week, what was the ego shattering experience that I experienced? But I'm coaching softball again, third year, varsity, 7th grade varsity softball. And we had 2 girls missing at practice for various reasons. So we have a squad of 12, that puts us at 10, and we were doing these drills. And we needed an extra person out on the field. So, naturally, I volunteered, because I grew up playing baseball. My dad raised me to be a baseball player. I'm pretty sure he wanted me to go pro. My dad he played with a lot of people that did make it to at least the minor leagues. And I think he had that same dream for me. So I started playing baseball like from the time I could walk. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go out and play some shortstop. And I'd played softball before. I'd played in this rec league with a girl who played in the College World Series and won. I was on her team. I was her shortstop. So I've got my glove. This isn't the glove I was using. This is my backup. But I'm working it out. I've got my glove down. I'm ready to field some ground balls. First ground ball comes to me. Get ready to throw. Ball goes straight into the ground. It bounced like 15 to 20 times before it even rolled to first base. Girl was clearly safe. And I'm like, what just happened? And the whole team's looking at me like, what just happened? I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. The mechanics of throwing a baseball and a softball are so different. You got yourself a little baseball. This is one Butters and I play catch with. And you can just like flick this thing. I got my grip. I'm just, right? Softball, for some reason to me, is just so foreign. And I have to like whole hand grip it like you do for a changeup. And like, I don't know, it just feels different, but this felt even more different. How different? Well, I couldn't sleep on this shoulder the whole night. And I wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, this is not good. Because I tried to make a few other throws. I was getting them there on one hop, but like something was wrong. And I hadn't warmed up, I hadn't stretched. And I think I messed up my rotator cuff. I've already messed up this other shoulder. I've had a detached labrum. I've dislocated it a couple times. One of them was in a home run derby. But I have 3 anchors in the back of this shoulder. And this feels totally different than that. This feels like a rotator cuff. It's all up inside of here. And so that brings me to the next point. Point number 1 was, we always think we're younger than we really are. Point number 2, you gotta stretch. That's one of the reasons that like deters me from, you know, like jogging in the morning and going for a run. It's because I used to be able to wake up, throw on some clothes, and just go for a run and come right home. Now, I gotta stretch, I gotta cool down, I gotta make sure everything's right. That means you gotta wake up even earlier. Oh my gosh. We have to stretch. Older people, people that are aging, your parents, we have to stretch because we pull things. And we pull things quick. Also because if we were athletes, like I was, we have previous injuries. Like right now, I have 0 cartilage in my knees. So I have to wear this lovely piece of hardware now that pushes on my knee and creates space so that I can function because I have no cartilage or it just scrapes. It's good times. So stretching. Stretching is so important. If you are older or you're middle-aged or you're in your 30s pushing up to 40, you gotta stretch or else you're gonna hurt yourself and then it'll discourage you even more. That's why I don't get up early because I don't want to stretch. Look at me. Does it look like I work out? Not really. I work out tacos to my face. That's what I work out. My biceps are huge, man. But that stretching and that getting up early, which then rolls into sleep. Sleep is so important. Sleep is so important. It is it's like vital now as I'm older to just being able to function. In college, I used to play shows till like 2 in the morning when they would say it's time to shut down, like curfew and all that kind of stuff. Load out all the gear, drive everyone in the band and their girlfriends home, unload the gear, get home to maybe sleep for a half hour, maybe an hour if I was lucky. And in college I worked for Snapple, so I had to get up early and be at Albertsons by like 5 a.m. to work. And I was fine. And I'd work a full day and then go to class and do my thing and crash that night. And I was okay. Didn't need an energy drink, didn't need a Red Bull, even though we sold that too. Didn't need any of that kind of stuff. It was just youth. Youth fools you into thinking you're this superhuman. But sleep is very important. Oh man, I could use a nap right now. Do your parents nap? It's because they're tired and they're old and they're like, just so I can stay up and watch This Is Us, I need to take a nap. Now here's the wild card. Something that people don't think of as they're aging. Okay, little wild card for you right here. You ready for this? This right here. The ear and nose hair trimmer. Now I didn't know this was vital. I remember going to this old barber shop in El Toro. El Toro's like Laguna Hills, in between Irvine and Mission Viejo. And there was this old barber shop, and they had this weird device. It was like this metal tube, this like chrome tube, and it said to like pull. I was in elementary school, right? And I remember on the box of this little cylindrical tube that had like this little plunger thing on it. It showed them pulling out nose hairs and ear hairs. I'm like, that's gross. And why would anyone want to do that? You ever pulled one of your nose hairs? Makes you want to cry. Instantly, your tears, you're like, And then, years ago, MTV had this show, and I forget what it was called, but it was this dating show. And they would take these people into the hotel rooms of bands, not tell them what band, maybe they told them what band, but I don't think so. And they didn't tell them what room they were in of what band member. And you had, the person had to decide, based on the room and the luggage and how things were organized, which person they wanted to go on a date with. And one I remember in particular was Maroon 5, because at the time, I loved songs about Jane. Maroon 5, love that band. And especially old school Maroon 5. And this girl was going through all the bandmates' rooms, and in almost every single room, I remember them finding one of these. And I was like, really? They need one of those? And then I checked myself. I was like, oh yeah, I need one of those. Because who wants to hug a koala human? Koala human. Koala? I don't know. But have you ever been talking to someone and you notice an out of control nostril hair like curling up onto their nostril? It's not a nose ring, that's a hair. Or you're talking to someone who's a little older and it looks like they've got like a caterpillar crawling out of their ears. Which then makes me think of Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. Oh, that movie creeped me out too. No one wants to talk to your koala ears, because it's like that scene in Austin Powers when Fred Savage had the mole, and all Mike Myers can do is stare at the mole on Fred Savage's face and makes all the guacamole jokes and all the other mole jokes. But like, seriously, when I talk to people that have out of control ear hair, that's all I can see. I'm not even listening, and that's happened before on campus of the school I currently teach. I'm talking to someone and I just can't stop looking. I'm like, uh-huh. Oh yeah, uh-huh. Oh yeah. Oh, it's gross! And then there's gonna be activists and people that are like, what if they choose to have ear hair because there's, hygienic reasons? There's no hygienic reason for having unsightly nose and ear hair. People, if you're looking for a perfect gift for your significant other, make sure you consider buying them an ear and nose hair trimmer. Because who wants to hug up on a koala? Unless it's a real koala. And I've heard they can also be kind of vicious, even though they're cute. Ear and nose hairs trimmers. Pluralized too much. Get one today. Seriously, invest in looking good. At least looking good a little bit. Like, this is one way to help you just a little bit. Because no one wants to look at hair in there. Because you know what's happening. You're going in for a hug, and you're like, oh. And you're like, hey, see you later. In your mind, you're like, I'm not going to see you ever again. And you know when you have like a crazy errant hair that's like running around. You can feel it. You're like, oh. You're like, what the? Oh, dude, I gotta trim that. Don't get the old school plunger from the El Toro barber shop. It was right next to Tower Records right there. Wow, it's a throwback for me. But the wild card, people, of getting old is hair in unsightly places. Start growing hair all over the place that you're like, I never had hair there before. What's going on? What is going on? This is ridiculous. And it happens to everybody. So this is gender neutral. Okay? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Get an ear, nose, hair trimmer today. But for real, I like to feel like I'm aging like a fine wine or a cheese. A Tillamook sharp cheddar loaf, baby loaf. Today's episode of Round Like Me is brought to you by Tillamook Creamery Association. Tillamook, for all your dairy needs and not actually a sponsor. Tillamook cheese. Find it in your local grocery aisle. Local grocery aisle? Dairy aisle. Do they have a dairy aisle? Ours is more of a dairy section. I digress. So, the rules of aging. Getting older. Maybe not old, but getting older. If you're looking at someone and they're older, don't judge, because they feel younger in here than they may look out here. Stretch! If you are getting older, or you're on the cusp of getting older, start stretching now. Create those habits, or else you look like Chunky Spaniard. Get some rest. Please get some rest. Beg your kids to go to bed early, because I'm just like, can you just go to bed? Even though I stay up late doing work. And the wild card. Unsightly ear and nose hair. Get yourself a trimmer today. Seriously, one of the best investments I've ever made. If you're new, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We've had some new subscribers. And you guys are enjoying, I think you're enjoying, or you're like, man, just watch because this guy's an idiot. Great. Watch because I'm an idiot. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Share. Share with a loved one that doesn't trim their ear and nose hair. Maybe this will help them. They'll be like, oh wait, what? Oh my gosh. Is that why you sent me this video? Thank you. And seriously, if you're in a trusting relationship, they're going to thank you. You're going to thank you. Trim the hair. I've got to trim this beard. It's getting quite robust. But thank you for watching. And remember, conquistadors, because that's what you are. Conquistadors out to make this world a better place. You can be a better person tomorrow than you were today, because there's always room for improvement. And seriously, there's lots of dogs barking in the background right now. And I could be better at controlling my temper, but right now, I want to go out there and be like, hey, Fluffy, shut your face. You hear that? Gosh dang it, man. Be good people. Be a positive agent of change. And if you want to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., be that too. But I'll see you Tuesday for a Tunes on a Tuesday. Take care. Bye.